Hello everyone, this is Will,
And this is Alex.
and welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
¿Qué pasó?
Que pasó?
Mostly.
Oh, this movie is absolutely fantastic.
I'm in love.
This is what we made this podcast for.
Oh, this is... Oh, God. Now, I was not expecting this to be a quote-unquote good movie. But my fucking God.
I don't know what I expected. Like,
This...
I just never seen anything like this.
Oh, man.
I can't even begin to describe my emotions right now.
My emotions are utter joy. I have never felt such happiness. Because this is one of the most childish things I have ever witnessed.
It is absolutely ridiculous.
And I don't even,
It is
know what to say.
It is goofy as hell.
It's not just goofy, it's just, First of all, 90% of this movie is filmed in, one city block.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is, stock footage that they, filmed and then someone's house.
And
You could, and other than that, this literally looks like it cost, $5.
now I want to ask an important question here. I'm one of... Sorry, excuse me. I'm one of those people that just enjoys watching, train wrecks of, martial arts films where the dubbing is so bad that, it's just laughably embarrassing. And, my God, if you love that kind of audio but want to see it in an American-made film...
That's the thing.
Please, for the love of God, watch this movie.
It has no right to be...
There's literally no reason that these actors should have been dubbed over.
But they are.
But they are.
And it's beautiful.
It is insane. It reminds me of an old, martial arts film where they dub over the guy and he's talking, but then not... So, the audio's playing and the guy's lips are moving, but nothing matches up. That's what you get in this movie all the time, and it's beautiful.
But why?
I don't know. But
did they need to...
I literally have no idea why they did it, but they did, and it makes it even more ridiculous and just hilariously bad.
This thing legitimately looks like it cost $5.
Sorry.
Legitimately. What the fuck? There's nothing here that is would cost any money.
They reuse footage. They reuse locations all the time.
There's locations that are in the movie that I fucking know how they got, easily.
Yeah.
It's just someone's house, or it's a cheap set. It's a street.
Yeah, it's
an alleyway.
A less busy street. Alright, so I guess we should say the title of the movie. The title of the movie is Black Force, or Force 4.
Because there's 4 of them, and
yes.
They are a force, and they are black. So it's another blaxploitation martial arts movie, but this one...
It stars the fucking man.
It stars the 2 men.
Greatest...
But it does have the greatest
martial arts artist known to man. Warhawk, Tanzania. I'm not making that up. His actor name, or real name, I guess, maybe, is Warhawk, Tanzania.
It's quite possibly the most awesome name I've ever heard in my life.
That is fucking epic. That is an epic name.
His name is Warhawk, Tanzania.
That's something you get out of a fucking, hardcore action movie.
It's like a fucking G.I. Joe character.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then there's also an actor named Owen Watson, but for some ungodly reason,
I love it.
In the movie credits, he's listed as Owen Watt-Son.
And WATSON.
Yeah. But his name, when you look it up, is just Owen Watson.
Yeah.
But in the credits, Owen Watt, son!
Because they wanted to sound badass, which they
I mean,
actually did.
Little did we know. So, okay, this thing starts with a guy, like, leaving a house?
We don't literally, I just thought of this. They don't explain who the fuck this guy is.
He's a courier. That's all you know.
You don't know for who, you don't know why.
I'm going to take a wild guess and assume he's a courier for the guy who hired the Black Force. Because why the fuck not?
Sure.
I mean, does anything else make more sense?
No.
Exactly. So he's leaving a house, and he knows that shit's going down.
He's
apparently.
being followed.
And then it's like a clown car. Because he starts running away, and then like 10 fucking Goombas just
start running after him.
Fucking jump out of nowhere.
And he starts going like turbo speed.
Yeah, but not quite turbo enough.
No, because they catch up to him and beat the ever-living... Wow, I can't even talk. Yeah. This movie is taking it all out of me. Ever-living shit out of him.
Get used to this, because this is the most competent scene in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, you get like this shot of like, it's like they put a camera on like some sort of like a fucking, I don't know, like a carriage or some shit, and they're just running with it, and then you see these guys just running after it, and then they catch up to him, and one guy chokes him out and apparently dunks him so hard that his fucking back of his head explodes, because they're just like a bunch of jelly laying there, and he's dead. And then we get the credits. Now again, get used to this, because this is the most competent scene in the movie.
No, it's a weird feeling after watching the movie, because this scene is set up pretty well, and it's not bad.
It's simple.
But I didn't know what the hell to expect after this, but my God.
They got you.
They fucking did, because I was like, oh, that wasn't terrible.
They got you.
Little did I know.
Little did you know.
Oh, how wrong it was.
We get the opening credits, and it's a fertility doll.
It's a an African fertility statue. It's basically like a penis. It looks like it's a phallic shape.
The head is shaped like a penis. So it is a dick head.
Yep. So the greatest thing about the credits, and I've never seen a movie do this ever.
Well, there's several things, but yeah.
Is when they show the actors' names, they'll put what degree of belt they are.
Yeah.
They'll put like what degree of black belt they are. They'll be like Owen Watson, 1st degree black belt.
So I remember this. Owen Watson.
Oh, he was the 5th degree black belt.
He was a 4th degree black belt.
But
of course, Warhawk, Tanzania
was a 5th degree.
Is a
1st degree black belt.
Warhawk, Tanzania ain't no bitch.
No.
He gets a 1st degree. But yeah, every actor has their like belt.
There's like 2 actors in the movie that don't have belts.
Well, we find out later in the end credits, because it's like a fucking sitcom where they have to go over every goddamn actor. But in the opening credits, they just show like everyone's black like belt ranking. And then there's also a disclaimer.
This is awesome because of how terrible the rest of the movie is.
It says the martial arts in this film are authentic.
And I
and
love
that, like, you know, don't try this at home or whatever. And then it says, like, slow motion has been employed to capture, like, special techniques.
Yes, so...
This is important.
So I was like, okay, they're gonna have some badass shit for the slow-mo scenes.
You thought?
I did think.
Bitch, you thought?
I was fucking wrong. Because the slow-mo scenes are a fucking limp dick.
The slow-mo scenes are hilarious. Once they actually show up. Because they don't show up until the movie's like 75% over. And then you're like, well, oh, that's it?
I love it. We'll get to those, though. Alright, so then it shows them in their secret...
No, it shows Owen Watson
sitting in front of like a fireplace.
And he gets a call on his special phone. And this conversation is hilarious because I swear to God, the audio in this movie is some of the dumbest I've ever witnessed because... And again, it gets more incompetent after this scene.
Like, right after this scene.
this scene and this previous scene are like the most competent. In this scene, he answers the phone and he's talking to this guy, and the guy's like hiring him for this job to get the statue. But I swear to God, he's like, "Are you busy?" "No, I'm not busy." And then it's like he replies like so fucking quick. Like it makes it's so obvious that like the dubbing is just off. Because he'll just be like, "There's a job I want you to do." "Okay, I got it."
"Okay, I got it." Blah, 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 blah.
It's just
"I'm really busy though. I got other things to do."
"Are you busy?" "Yeah, I'm busy." And it's just like, but also like he's like, "I'm busy," and we're just thinking like he was literally just meditating in front of his fireplace.
Well, I love it too because he gets off the phone with the guy, doesn't even accept the mission, and then finds a manila envelope on the ground.
You hear like someone dropping the envelope.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know.
The ghost of Christmas past?
Maybe.
Who the fuck? But he gets up off the phone, grabs the envelope, and sees there's like 4 pictures, convenient,
Of a statue.
of the dick statue.
Yeah.
And then
That's his assignment.
he puts it down, and then he goes in his dojo.
The training dojo.
With the door, remember the... And
No.
this is where you get...
Let me set the scene here. Boom, 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 boom. That I love it because I'm not even imitating an instrument that used here. That is legitimately the soundtrack to this
You know, I thought I knew True Insanity, Will. I thought I had seen it all.
You have not heard a beatboxing, like a light beatboxing soundtrack.
Well, I thought I knew Insanity. I thought I had seen it all on this podcast. But what you get is a limp dick martial arts demonstration set to beatboxing.
And it doesn't show all 4 of them fighting. Oh,
does.
no. At the end.
Well, it shows 3 of them fighting, and then Owen does the thing with the candle.
Well, also remember, it shows like each of them doing a special technique
of theirs
that they know.
that they
Like,
don't.
you know,
Yeah.
one of them fights with size.
Which he never uses.
One, like, Owen does this, like, special technique. Fucking Warhawk does a stupid thing. Like, the girl does a stupid... Like, they all just do these routines.
Yeah.
And then it shows 3 of them fighting while Owen does his fucking knife thing. He has
All set to... It is literally some Goomba with a fucking microphone going... Like, my brain melted.
Because, you were even too intense, though. It was literally like...
Yeah. But here's my question. Why? Did we need that?
I don't know.
Was that necessary?
Absolutely not.
I mean, I guess I could ask...
This whole scene wasn't necessary.
I guess I could ask that about everything.
They could have just shown them training together for, like, you know, a minute, and we would have been fine. We didn't need a 5-minute scene of each of them training individually, and then Owen blowing out a bunch of candles with a knife.
And that's it. And then they're done. And then they go in the room.
But don't worry, the credits show that the knife... Oh, no. Sorry, there's a knife fight scene that, like, someone specially choreographed.
Well, that's the end. We'll find out.
The 5-second knife fight.
So, then they're done. And I don't have to hear the beatboxing for another half hour. So...
Oh, don't worry. My insanity is coming up, though.
So, they're talking.
They're talking about the mission.
And they accept the job.
Yeah.
And they're, like, talking about, you know, the streets. And
how they got to get information on who has the statue and who killed this guy to get the statue. Oh, God.
And then we cut to...
Oh, God.
The streets.
Oh, it's just random scenes of one... Not the streets. It's one fucking street.
It's the same street that the guy got killed on in the beginning.
It's one fucking street.
It's like that one street and an alleyway. Get used to this.
And a garbage truck.
Yeah, you know what? That's foreshadowing.
It's symbolism.
It's symbolic
It's
of the movie.
symbolic of this movie.
There is a very extended shot of a garbage truck.
And that,
my friends...
And that is where this movie belongs.
And that, my friends, is a tell. That is them... That is a side.
If you have to explicitly show garbage trucks in your movies, you should probably rethink it.
We get, like, random shots, like, garbage truck, street light, street sign, dog in window, garbage truck, street sign, dog in window, like, fucking street lights. Like, it's just nonsense.
And then we get this audio of them shaking people down to figure out information.
Okay.
But it's inaudible.
Will,
I can't even fucking understand. It's a jumble of fucking noise.
Shakedown implies that there is, like, some sort of strong-arming going on. There isn't.
They're just talking.
It's just kind of, hey, man, what's going on? And then, like, I don't know, man. Hey, what's going on? I don't know, man.
By the way, you see none of them.
None of them.
Talking.
What you see is, you'll see them talking to people, and the audio is like, it's not even...
So I get what they did here.
So here's what happened. Yeah. They filmed the scenes, right? And then they jumbled them together without any, like, understanding of editing or basic filmmaking.
Then when they went to the studio and recorded a loop...
They went to the studio, got, like, 3 jackasses.
To do some scenes.
They put them in the same room, apparently.
Yes.
And they just told them to, like, ad-lib. And what you got was maybe, like, a minute or 2 minutes of that, which they then loop. And when they loop it, it's also random.
I wouldn't say a minute or 2 minutes. I'd say, like, 30 seconds.
No, there's more than that. But the looping, and then they loop that. But also, when they looped it, they apparently looped it out of order, because, like, it doesn't just restart. It's like things you heard previously would show up, like, literally 10 seconds later.
I felt like my brain was melting, because I kept hearing them say the same things over and over again.
They do. There is a scene where he is talking to some people, like, playing...
Craps?
Yeah, they're playing craps on a street corner, and you hear a woman say, "You owe me, man." Like 4 fucking times in 1 minute.
And my favorite thing is you also hear just this Latino man saying, "Que paso?" Like, it's just like every time. All the fucking time.
It's just random.
I swear to God, it's like every 15 seconds. Que paso? Que paso? There wouldn't even be, like, anyone, like, there'd be a girl shaking down another girl, and you'd hear, "Que paso?" Like,
It's the same thing with
the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
What's the same thing with the scene where they're playing craps and the girl says, "You owe me"?
Que paso?
There is no woman in that scene.
No.
But for some reason, it's just like, "Hey man, what's going on? I know you know something's going on."
You owe me, blah, blah, blah.
And then, like, the guy's like, "I don't know nothing." "You owe me." "I know you know something." "I don't know nothing." "I don't know nothing."
"Hey man, you
owe
me." Que paso?
That is the whole scene.
That is the dubbing in that scene. And they play it over these guys talking, and literally, they're not saying what the audio is saying.
No!
At all.
Not even... They don't even try.
It's not even close to what they're saying.
Will, they don't even try.
No.
That's the best part. They don't even fucking attempt. But my question is, what? Like, I just don't understand the choices that in one's life. Like, what kind of life choices did you make that would lead you to a situation where you have to make this movie?
Who thought that was okay? Who was like, yeah, let's put that in the final...
Did no one say no?
No one said, that doesn't make any sense.
Did no one say that this is literally... quite possibly one of the worst movie scenes ever made?
It really is.
I am not even exaggerating, because, like, we've all seen, like, those scenes of, you know, they have to get information from people, so they go around, like, shaking people down. We've all seen them. But I have never seen this. Like, at least, like, you know, you would make a scene like this, and you would just have, like no dialogue. You would just have them going around and, like, kind of shaking people down, and then, like, put music over it. It's like a montage, right?
Yeah, I've seen plenty of competent movies do it.
We've seen plenty of good movies do it. Like, that's what you do. But no one said, because not only is we have dubbing that is like half the time inaudible. Don't get me.
I could barely understand what they were saying half the time.
Don't fret, because there is also music over it, which only adds to the fact that I can't fucking hear anything.
It is like standing in a crowded fucking room while trying to understand what indistinct conversations people are having.
And everyone is talking over each other.
Yeah. It's like if you sat at a cafeteria and tried to single out conversations.
But then.
Oh god. So the only takeaway from these off-screen shakedowns or these terribly dubbed shakedowns is one of them...
Excuse me? Takeaway?
Yeah. Well, because Warhawk Tanzania talks to the two prostitutes. Remember? And one of them.
The only takeaway from that... she...
That's literally it.
She goes to a building that we have to see a billion times because they zoom in on the fucking wall. I love
how it zooms in on the brick wall. Like, it doesn't zoom in on the door.
No.
It doesn't zoom in on anything important. The director was like, hey, you know what's an avant-garde scene? Let's fucking zoom in on a brick wall.
See, I know what they're doing, in theory. They're zooming in on the building, right? And then it immediately cuts to the inside.
I get it. I get what they were trying to convey.
It's so childish. It's baby's first movie, and I love it. But they cut, and it's this, like, piece of shit room with these, like, Goombas sitting around, like, talking about...
They're fighting and all this stuff.
Oh, God!
Remember the fight scene between the Goombas?
For no fucking reason!
Yeah, they just start fighting.
Why did they even start fighting?
I don't know.
Do you remember? Okay.
He just got pissed.
I swear to God.
And the big guy... And the big guy was like...
I swear he ran from off screen with a knife. And then there was like a 5-second knife fight where the dude with the knife just gets dropped.
Yeah, he gets like a stranglehold and then drops.
And then that's it. And then they sit back down and start talking about the package that they stole.
And then the man comes in. Z-Man.
Look, this movie is so well written.
Z-Man.
This movie's so well written that the main bad guy is literally one letter.
Yep.
One fucking letter.
Z.
And he comes in and he opens up the thing and he sees the dick statue. And then the prostitute shows up and is like, hey, those... It's weird because she talks like everyone knows who they are, right?
Oh my god.
She's like, hey, those people are coming here. They're shaking us down. And it's like...
you got trouble.
You got trouble. He's like, well, we'll take care of them. But it's like everyone knows who the fuck they are, right?
Oh, God.
And then this is where we get...
This is where my mind just snapped.
So this is where you get inaudible dialogue, inaudible shakedowns, cut with hilarious fight scenes.
Now...
Because here's what happens.
Now, remember the disclaimer when it said that all these fight scenes were real choreographed martial artists.
Fuck your disclaimer.
Because my running joke through the movies, every time there was a fight scene, I would say, this is real martial arts. This is real martial arts. Like, every time. Because it does not look like real martial arts.
Well, I would love to see someone do, like, a UFC fight with the real martial arts on display in this movie.
Real martial arts.
I'd pay to see that.
Me too. I would.
Because...
They
holy
look like the
fucking
most
shit.
incompetent martial artists I've ever seen in my entire life.
It literally looks like a fan film. Most of this movie looks like if you took like a camera and went into the woods with your friends and tried to like recreate a Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah.
That is what this looks like. So
you get inaudible dialogue
and then suddenly one person is walking down a street and 4 Goombas just immediately get in front of him, put their arms up, and he beats the fuck out of all of them.
And they show this for every single fucking character. Inaudible shakedown, fucking bad dubbing, fight scene with one of them.
And then the next character.
And then the next character. And then the next character. Rinse, repeat for fucking like 5 minutes.
My favorite, though, is that they reused the same alleyway for 2 of them.
I think for more than 2 of them.
No, so the girl was in like a basketball court. And then the one guy is like... It's like the side of a red building. And then the 2 of them are in that alleyway that has like that storage unit.
And the ones at the basketball court that we already saw
Yeah, the girl was at the basketball court. But they reused the same fucking alleyway, and it's funny because, like, one of them beats the shit out of these 4 dudes there, and then presumably the same fucking day, the other one walks down that same street, and there just happens to be 4 dudes again, and he beats the shit out of them.
And it's all intercut with the worst interrogation scenes I've ever seen in my entire life.
And eventually, after all this ends...
Okay, at this point, we literally know nothing because we haven't heard any of the dialogue. We have no idea what information they've gathered, if any.
Well, that's okay.
And don't worry, because the next scene explains everything.
In the next scene, they come to their base. And they literally have a conversation about what we just saw.
Yeah.
They're like, man, the streets are being really hard tonight.
Man, everyone's trying to beat us up. No one's giving any information.
And then they're like, well, let's talk about what we know. We know that this happened, and then it was Z's people. And they're hiding out in that house on so-and-so street. Like...
And then one of them just fucking pulls out information, like, exactly where it is.
Oh, yeah, the address.
Like, the address and, like, how they're gonna do it and all this stuff. Like, just conveniently has all the answers.
My favorite bit of bad dubbing in that previous scene, though, was when he beats one of the guys up and he, like, starts interrogating him. And whoever is doing the dubbing, I swear to God, his voice is so off from the actor. He's like, it's supposed to be intense, right? Because he beats the shit out of him and he's interrogating him. So he's like, but instead it's just like, get up. Where are they? Tell me where he is. Where is he? Tell me where he is. Where is he? It's just like... But it's funny because, like, and then they also dub in, like, the punching sound effects.
Yeah.
Where is he? Where? Tell me where he is.
It's like a robot.
It's fucking hilarious.
Where is he?
But
tell me where he is.
So they're discussing they're going to have a plan, right?
Yes, they're going
to
go... They're going to infiltrate Z's party mansion.
No. You forget. They infiltrate his hideout first.
Oh, that's right.
So they have
know
a plan,
where that is.
And they're going to the hideout.
Well, and one of the guys is like, you shouldn't, go in, half-cocked or whatever. We need a plan if we're going to do this.
And then tell me, what is the next shot?
Their magical plan is just to show up and beat everyone's ass.
The next shot is literally one of them opens a door and beats up a guy, and then they
all show up out of different rooms.
Out of different doors,
I don't get how that even happened. There was one entrance to that fucking warehouse.
Teleportation, baby.
But I love it, because the guy's like, oh, we shouldn't go in, and, we should formulate a plan, and then the next scene is them just going and beating everyone up.
Well, that was the plan. Get it?
Well, yeah, because they have no problem beating anyone's ass in this movie. Because everyone is fucking dispensable.
I remarked that this movie looks like playing one of those beat 'em up games on easy mode.
Seriously, it's like punch, 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 dead. Punch, 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 dead.
They just stand there waiting, and then they get hit twice, and that's it. But yeah, they go in there and beat the shit out of everybody, and then they're looking around, and they see that there isn't. They see that the suitcase isn't there, and then they're like, okay, let's go to the party.
Yeah, and then
That's it! That's it! That is literally it.
It's such a throwaway scene. I fucking hate it. Then the next scene is just them driving for 30 seconds down a country road.
They're driving down a road, and it's dubbed over dialogue.
Oh my god.
Of them talking about, what's gonna happen.
How they're gonna take on so many guys and we need to be careful.
Then we get the party. The greatest.
Oh, the party.
We get 2 minutes of random partygoers who can't stop looking at the camera.
I love it because literally you can tell these people have never been filmed.
Beautiful.
And it's great because they just keep accidentally looking at the camera and then looking away like they weren't just looking at the camera. It is hilarious to watch this scene.
It's beautiful.
Because they're all having these indistinct conversations and you can't hear anyone and they just keep glaring at the camera, looking away. It's
2 minutes of this. 2 minutes of this and music. And then we see Z. He sits down with some woman and they start discussing how he's going to sell her the artifact.
And how it's all about money and they're both motivated by money. Ha ha ha.
Okay, this scene is supposed to be one of those clever film noir scenes with two baddies constantly being sassy with each other. But again, baby's first movie. So then they're done with that. And well, they're not done with that.
They're not done with that.
She says he's motivated by money, and then it just cuts, like abruptly cuts.
And that was like a maybe a 15-second conversation.
Yeah, it just cuts to the band at the party, and we get the whole song.
Yep.
And oh baby, it is glorious.
Well, I love it too because like they're filming the band and they're all singing and like accidentally staring at the camera and like looking away and everything.
There's also the two random people dancing.
Yeah.
Who I don't even know.
I can't even describe the dancing.
It's ridiculous.
It looks like they filmed it once and then just looped it, but they're not looping it.
But they're not. They're just doing the same.
They're just doing the same motion over and over and over and over. And then we get the whole song, and then we go back to Z.
And then she's just like, clapping. Well, you really know how to like put on a good party. And then they go back to insulting each other and talking about money. And then he goes and takes her to what is quite possibly the cheapest room set I've ever seen.
I love how you noticed that they created a window, but it wasn't a window.
So this room is like a basement, okay? It's just a blank white wall.
It's one corner
of the room. There is like random plants on the ground for decoration, I guess. And this like, what the fuck is it? It looks like a mini bar.
It's like a podium.
But it's just in the corner of the room.
It's like a podium.
The only reason it's there is because he puts the briefcase behind it.
Yeah.
There's no purpose for it, but my favorite part is the window. Because there is just a curtain hanging in the middle of the fucking wall. And it is so obvious that there's no window there.
Yeah.
But it just begs the question of why?
To make it look like a room.
But I'm sorry, but there are other ways to make it look like a room. Like, put a couch there. Put a TV there. Put a painting.
Do something to make it look like a room and not just like a corner of a basement.
You want to decorate the wall? Put a painting on it. Like,
yeah.
What? But my favorite thing is, and the plants come back, because every room in this movie has, like, random plants. And I do mean on the floor. Like, not on a...
It's like they didn't know how to decorate. They were just like,
yeah.
Well, we gotta look at like it's lived in. Just throw plants in there.
Not on a drawer, just on the floor. So they go in there, and he shows her the thing, and
he shakes her down for $100,000 more.
And she's like, "Fine, tomorrow we'll do the thing." And then
oh my God.
She leaves. And
well, no, she doesn't leave yet. But like the guy comes in to tell Z
the people are here.
That the Force 4 is here.
And they're in the woods, and he's like, go kill them. Then she leaves.
This is one of the most hilarious scenes I've ever seen. So, the next scene is a giant group of people running through a park. It's not the woods, it's the park.
Then they split up.
And they split up, and then like, it just pans over, and there's the Force 4.
So, they are literally, like, 10 feet apart, and somehow... They didn't see like 20 people in front of them. They didn't
see a trove of people just running in different directions.
But it doesn't matter because they start fighting and they beat the shit out of everybody.
Yep.
One of them punches a guy so hard.
He flies up into a tree.
He flies up.
And hangs on the branches.
Like Rocket Man. He flies up and hangs on the branch. But they beat the shit out of all of them. They also like... Apparently one of the special techniques in this movie is just punch people in the balls. Which, I mean... I guess.
And I was so hoping they would, like, go to the party and just start beating the shit out of all those people.
Well...
not yet.
You get half of your wish.
Yeah, that's true.
So, they make quick business out of these dudes. And my favorite, there's also, like, again, random dubbing. Because after they finish fighting, the guy's just like, "Alright!
Alright!" And, like, you can see the actor's voice, like, mouth barely moves. It is definitely not alright.
It's definitely not. Alright! And then they go to a party, and then they show up at the... Well, they don't even show up at the fucking party.
They show up in the fucking...
We literally get a shot
where Z is.
Of the guy, like, running in. They're here! And then, like... Blah, 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 and then they're just in the room. They're just there.
So they start shaking Z down and want the thing, and, like, Z's like, "I'll give you 50%. And then they start doing some math.
Hilarious math.
where the guy's like, well, if we get 50%, that means I have to share my 50%, and then it means each of us gets 25%, and then 14%, and then the guy's like, your math is whack, bro.
And then I get 25% of 50%. He's like, no, your math is whack.
Your math is whack.
We get 100% because this is ours now. So then you would get 25% and I get 25%.
And then goons come in, somehow fucking, I don't even know how this happens, but Z runs out of the fucking room past the Force 5.
And knocks over like 2 people at the party, and then they run after him, and then suddenly...
The party just is all a bunch of fucking martial artists.
Suddenly, it turns into nighttime. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then we get, like, one of them is just standing there. He fights a random party goer.
And then another one, like, comes out. Like,
another one comes out from off frame, and then he fights them.
It's like a fighting game.
And then another one comes in off frame. It's like a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Did they just come in off frame? And then one of them, like, is scared shitless, so he runs off. And then we get our first slow-mo scene.
So this is the slow-mo scene.
The
guy tries to punch.
No, he like, flips him. He, like...
No, so the goon tries to punch. Fucking Owen grabs his fist, spins him around.
Drops him on the ground, and then punches him.
That's it. That's the special technique.
We really needed slow-mo for that.
A twirly, and then fucking just punching him on the ground.
But, see, I know why it was a special technique. Because after he does his special technique, it turns into daytime. So his special technique is changing time. Because then it's daytime, and we get another, like, you know, just dude comes in off camera. They fight him, they beat him up, they throw him in the pool, and for some reason his face explodes.
I love how I love how the woman in the Force 4 always fights other women.
Yeah.
Like, she fights men too, but like like the guys never fight women, except for like one scene.
He did it in the party scene.
Oh, okay.
He punched her in the throat like 50 times.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
That's how he knocked her out. He just throat karate chopped her.
And then, so they're done with the fight. They go back to their lair to reconvene and like try and figure out where Z could be. And he's like, the way I see it, we got three places he could be.
He could go back home, he could go to this hideout, or he could go to that, like, meeting tomorrow. Like, well, I think he's going to be home now, and then tomorrow he'll be at the meeting. So they send 2 of their people to the warehouse, and then 2 of their people to the house. Z's house. So he...
This scene...
So how do they know that Z is home? Well,
because... I shit you not, literally the entire scene, Z is standing right in the fucking window. He does not move.
It is beautiful.
He just stands there, because you have to know that Z's right there.
Do we, though?
No.
Does he
you
have to...
You could have just said, this is Z's house, he's home, and I would have believed it. You didn't have to show him in the window for, like, 5 minutes.
But, Will, we needed that shot of all 4 of them sitting on their car with Z awkwardly twiddling his dick by the window.
How did Z not see them all fucking standing there?
I don't know. They have their lights on and everything.
Because he was, like, looking out the window.
There's 4 dudes outside of his window.
But I love it because they're like, oh yeah, Z's obviously home. I'm going to go plant this tracking device into his car.
So he goes and plants the tracking device, and there's a random, like, dog barking, and then he
drops the tracking device,
runs behind a tree, and then Z and some Goomba run outside.
Now, I don't get this scene. They had spent, like, a good portion of the movie literally beating the ever-living fuck out of everyone in their path, and he got scared over one person?
Well, it's because he wants the money. Because he knows that Z is going to sell it for a shitload of dollarinos. So he has to hide behind a tree. And then after this, the guy, after just awkwardly standing in the same place, waving his fist up and down.
Yeah, like juggling something in his hand.
Like he's
like
juggling.
He's like playing with his balls.
He's juggling his invisible balls. And then they go back inside. And Z goes and stands by his favorite window. Yeah. And then he finally goes and plants the tracking device, and then everyone shows up, and there is a scene of them. Oh, my favorite thing is when he runs back and he like says like, it's like it's dubbed, but he's just like, "How do you like that? invisible assassin. Remember that?
Yeah, but like I love it because the film actor's mouth is barely moving,
and the guy's like, "How do you like that, invisible assassin?" He even says it like that.
I'm like, how is that an invisible assassin? You didn't assassinate anyone.
You didn't do shit.
You just planted a tracking device.
Invisible assassin.
And if anything, you're a fucking spy.
No, Will. He's an invisible assassin. And then they all show up and Z just stands by a window.
And they all talk.
They inaudibly talk.
Oh, God.
It's all dubbed. I swear.
Beautiful.
I am... Whoever did the dubbing in this, like, please show yourself. Who the fuck was in charge of the audio in this movie?
This is where I stopped taking notes, but it's okay because the last few scenes are so ridiculous that I remember them.
So, it's the next day.
Yep, so they start following Z.
And then we get the same shot.
Oh, the same shot, the same country roads, the same fucking song playing in the background. Just them driving
and talking
for like 2 minutes.
And one of them in every scene talks about how he has a woman who is lonely. Every fucking scene he's talking about.
But
my woman's getting really lonely.
But I love this scene. I love one of the scenes because
they drive on the wrong side of the fucking road.
They stop at a stop sign, turn left, and start driving on the wrong side of the road.
That's in the movie.
This is in the movie. They didn't cut that.
That's how stupid they are.
And I'm not saying they took a wide turn and like accidentally started on the wrong side of the road. No, they visibly drive down the wrong side of the road for a minute.
Well, that's how smart they are. That's how smart this movie is. That is the stupidest shit. Like, how fucking dumb are you? How stupid can you be?
Apparently really fucking stupid.
Not only to do that, but leave it in the movie?
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't notice? Like, I wouldn't notice it and be like, they are literally driving on the wrong side of the fucking road.
So they keep also talking about how they can't get too close to Z because he'll figure out that it's them. Which he does fucking anyway, almost immediately. Because
Z shows up at the woman's house. And he goes in and they sit down and he's like, they exchange briefcase. He's like, I want to examine the contents of this suitcase at first. And I was thinking, like, no one talks like this.
It's like, when did he... And Z has never talked like this before. So he's just being like...
I want to examine the contents of the suitcase.
And she's like, what's going on with you? And he's like, I got the force...
I'm in a hurry.
I got people after me.
I'm in a hurry. And so he takes out, like, a stack of $100 bills and looks at
God.
it. And then... Blah, 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 they're just in the room.
They're just in the room again.
I'm not exaggerating.
Every time they show them.
I'm not exaggerating. It is literally, yes, this should do. Blah, blah, blah. They're in the room. That's it. Like, that's literally what happens. And
even though after this scene, the fortress, this place is like covered with fucking Goombas.
No.
All over the place.
No. They'll deal with them. And they take the 2 suitcases. I
love this scene.
And then they run outside and they get ambushed.
And then one of the guys tosses the fucking, like, statue suitcase behind him. He doesn't, like, place it. He just throws it behind him. Just fucking chucks it like it's a fucking piece of trash.
Fucking beautiful.
Like it's a piece of goddamn trash. He just chucks it.
They fight these random fuckheads and beat the shit out of them. And there's one of them who looks like fucking Cheech.
Well, I love it because, like, when they show the... You call them
oh, God.
People. When they show the Goombas showing up, one of them pops their head out, and then another one pops their head out.
And then one comes in from the left.
And then one comes in from the left and the right.
Why do I call them village people, Will?
Because one's dressed like, you know...
One has, like, a sailor cap.
One's dressed like an artist. One's dressed like a...
There's one dressed in, like, all denim. There's one who's, like... He looks like Cheech Marin from, like... Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
He literally looks exactly like him. They look hilarious. But Cheech is my favorite because all of his friends get the shit kicked out of them. And then he just comes in, like, strutting. And then he's, like, pointing at them, like, come on, come on, well, who wants to go?
And, like, of course, it shows, like, him, like, strutting and stuff. And he talks, but there's no audio.
No, we don't need audio.
And then they beat the shit out of him.
And then the woman...
No, and then we get the other guy, the one shot...
Who flies in.
One shot whatever.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name? One shot something?
One something.
Yeah. His nickname was One Shot. So he flies in, tries to kick Warhawk Tanzania's ass.
He gets his ass kicked, and then Z and the woman run out. Z gets his ass kicked, and then the woman gets beat up by the other woman, and then that's it. And then they get a fucking briefcase, and they open it up, and they're like talking.
Why are you rushing through the end? This is nuanced. This is beautiful shit.
Bullshit! Bullshit! This is hilarious what this is.
So they're talking, and they're like, oh, well, like, why this statue sucks? Why is it, like, worth so much money?
And they're all talking like the statue sucks, but my favorite thing is, one of them is like, so here's the thing. All of us think the statue is not worth the hassle. So then there must be something going on, which is quite possibly, like, the exposition of exposition dialogue. Because he's just literally like, so all of us think that the statue is not worth much. And that it's not worth all the trouble everyone went through to get this statue.
Like he was addressing the audience, like completely.
This is literally what...
I'm surprised he wasn't staring into
fucking everyone just said that.
I'm surprised he wasn't staring into the camera just saying that.
And then when he's doing this, there's also a random dog in the background.
I love that.
It's like some fucking crew member's dog that just fucking walked in frame and then runs off. And then they're like, there must be something more to this. Yeah, there must be something more to this. And then
So they take out the lining, and it's heroin.
Pure heroin. And the guy's like, I'm gonna dump this so it doesn't find its way to the streets. Yeah, you should do that. And then, just...
Oh my god.
The fucking end!
This is it. So after they do all that, we don't get any, like, happy ending or anything. It's just they do that. And then we get the greatest hits of the fight scenes.
And then they literally play through the fight scenes.
It's a fucking clip show of the fight scenes.
Of the movie we just watched. But it's like sped up.
Now I have to say, this movie is an hour and 18 minutes long. You don't have that much time. Did you literally run out of material? We're just like, whatever, let's just fucking... We're so proud of the fight scenes and their real martial arts.
They were very proud of it.
Quote unquote real martial arts that we're just going to show them again.
They were really proud of it.
And that is pure insanity. Who does that?
After they're done running through the movie we just watched, so we can see those wonderful fight scenes a second time, we get the credits. And again, we find out that literally everyone in the movie except like the guy who plays Z has some sort of belt.
There's like green belts, white belts, yellow belts, purple belts, black belts.
And they even list off people who are in the movie for like literally 1 second.
And I love, some guy was so proud of his scene that they had to put special knife fight choreography by this one guy. And literally the knife fight is like five seconds.
It is a guy with a knife who gets his ass kicked.
A guy literally lunges at another guy and gets his ass kicked.
That's it. That's the knife fight. And that's, like, that's it. That's the movie.
That's fucking Black Force.
That's it.
Yeah. An hour and 18 minutes of that.
Of beauty.
Oh my god. So what are your final thoughts?
Oh, I fucking love this movie. This is... Look, I already said this. This is already my contender for best worst. Because holy shit is this fucking thing entertaining. And it is just, I don't know, so little effort. Like, and just weird decisions. Like, decisions that don't even make any fucking sense.
I know. Like, the decision to do dubbing, but then... Like,
the decision to have a shakedown scene that is literally like 10 minutes of your fucking movie and have inaudible dubbing through the whole scene.
And a looped audio.
And looped.
Why?
Like...
Did they literally not have that much footage that they just had to show it again?
Did we need that dubbing? Like...
No.
Again, you could have made a montage. You could have done anything, but someone...
You know what they could have done? Just taken the dubbing out.
Yes.
And it still would have made more sense.
We still know what's happening. We get it. But, like, again, someone made the conscious decision to not only have dubbing in that scene, But to have that dubbing.
My final thoughts are that this movie is so bad that it is entirely entertaining to watch.
It transcends.
It is absolutely just a blast to watch because of how fucking bad it is. It is like everything you don't want in a movie is in this movie, but it is in such a way that it's very comical.
Do you remember?
Love it.
Do you remember when they steal the money and it just does that awkward close up of the woman yelling jackpot?
Mm-hmm.
How much Schadenfreude did you feel from that scene? Like, how much secondhand embarrassment did you feel from that? Because I did.
Too much.
This whole movie is secondhand embarrassment.
I loved watching it though.
No!
Like it is so entertaining to watch with people and just make fun of it. Like the whole movie. Like I thought I was losing my mind at the dubbing scene, but like everything else, I had so much fun making fun of this film.
The dubbing scene was the best scene because that's when you knew.
Well, just watch that scene
knew.
and don't tell your if you're gonna watch it with friends, don't tell your friends that
Don't
this
tell
is
them.
happening, and just just watch their faces as they're watching this scene.
Because I mean, we didn't know.
No, and the reaction
Listen,
reaction from both of us was beautiful.
Listen, up until that point, this was a bad but mostly competent movie. But then that scene came, and we were just like, it was like, it starts bad, but then it just kept going.
I know.
And then we noticed that it was repeating itself, and by that point, your brain is just like seeping out of your ears.
It's true.
Because you're just like thinking in your head, like, someone really did this.
And that's what makes it so entertainingly bad. Like, it is hilarious to make fun of this movie for how incompetent and childish it is.
Also, like, when you really think how desperate they were to fill time, I mean, think about it. There is the music number at the party, right? There is that whole, 2 minutes of the party goers. There is the first scene of them driving to the party with the inaudible dubbed.
And then when Z's driving to the woman's house.
There's 3 minutes of that. There is just those scenes.
This is what I don't get. I will still ask this fucking question.
Why?
Why the filler? You had just to make it an hour and 18 minutes? Is it that hard to fill an hour and 18 minutes that you have to put padding in it?
Listen.
I get, okay, so if it was a 2-hour movie and there was those padding scenes, I'd get it. Because, okay, sure.
But if you're making a movie like this, you don't need to make it 2 hours. The hour 18 minutes, that's fine. But here's the important part, is that Michael Fink, this is the best you could do?
You're addressing him directly?
I am addressing you directly, sir. This is the best you could do? You had one street and a couple of houses, and you had all these people with apparently a bunch of fucking martial arts belts, and this is the best you could do?
Well, that's what I don't get. Those are the best fight scenes you could get with trained martial artists?
Trained. Motherfucker, you put a disclaimer in your goddamn movie about how this is authentic, and best part is how we use slow motion to capture special techniques.
It just makes me think that whole disclaimer is absolute horseshit.
It is horseshit.
I know it is, because that's not actual martial arts.
This is the best you could do?
Yeah.
Because I joked about how this looks like it costs $5. See, the reality of this is that I'm sure this cost way more than it should have.
Oh, yeah.
I know it did.
Oh, I can guarantee it.
This was somewhere up into the thousands of dollars. And that's the best you could do?
That's the best they got.
You drove on the wrong...
It was only an hour and 18.
You had a shot where your drivers drove on the wrong side of the road? You put that in the movie?
Well, they also put the fucking horrible-ass dubbing in the movie.
Are you brain dead? When you made this movie and you watched it, presumably you watched this thing before you fucking unleashed it on the world. Presumably.
Maybe they didn't.
Maybe they didn't.
They just released the rough draft.
Well, actually, if I remember from the credits, this had 2 editors, which I think is goddamn hilarious, because,
2 editors?
Most movies, good movies, have 1 editor. So you had 2 people editing this, and that's what you got? Like, did your 2 editors work, like, against each other? Was, like, the second editor, like, purposefully trying to fuck the movie up?
Maybe their whole goal was to, like, just make the movie as terrible as possible.
Like, before you unleashed this movie, did you not watch this movie and think to yourself, that's wrong?
No, obviously not. I implore you, please go watch this movie with friends. I wouldn't recommend it alone. You might want to turn it off.
Here's the important thing here. You and your friends could go in the woods. Okay, you could literally make a better movie than this. Like,
yeah, anyone could, I think.
Ask yourself this: do you have access to the following? A house and a street.
Yes.
Congrats, you can make a better movie than this.
Yep. Oh, and you don't even need a good film camera.
No, use your phone.
Yep.
And that's literally it. Like,
do you know or
you have a microphone? Get a microphone. You have a house, a street, a camera, and a microphone, and a bunch of drunk friends.
Make a better movie than this.
You can make a better movie than this.
Please.
Because, like, even talking about how choreographed the fight scenes are, we didn't even mention the fact that there are shots in this movie where, like, the punches don't even remotely look like they're connecting.
Dude, they don't ever.
Or, like, the people will react well before, like, the hit comes.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
All the time.
But as Will said many times during the movie, this is real.
This is real martial arts. This is real martial arts.
Every time a bad fight scene started, Will was just like, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
This is real martial arts.
Just remember, real martial arts.
Just remember when you're watching this is real. If you want to watch it, which you should, it's on Amazon Prime.
I would suggest with friends and materials to get inebriated with.
There is not enough beer in the world for this movie. Like, I already know this is going to, like, poison my brain.
Take a shot every time the dubbing's bad.
Listen, I mean, how would you count that during the fucking shakedown scene, though?
I have no idea.
Like,
just start drinking the whole bottle.
Would you just count that as one giant shot? Like,
just drink the bottle.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to. Because as soon as you start hearing, "Que paso?
Que paso? Hey, this is a shakedown.
What do you know, man? What do you know? I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. You owe me. You owe me.
Que paso?
Like, that's it.
Oh my god. I'm so glad this movie's over, but I might watch it again because it's so fucking hilarious.
Just fuck you, Michael Fink. I can't believe you did this.
Oh
my God. I love this movie, but go fuck yourself.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Go fuck yourself, Michael Fink.
I love this movie and I think it's hilarious, but holy shit, you're a fucking idiot. There's a reason you only made 2 goddamn movies, because, like, I can't believe anyone hired you to do another movie.
I know.
What the fuck? I would watch this movie and be like, I do not want that man to direct my script.
I don't want him anywhere near my fucking script.
I saw Black Force, okay? I sat through the shakedown.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
And this has been Alex.
And we will talk to you later.
You'll owe me.
Que paso?
Que paso?
You owe me.